Hey everybody, I'm Orlando Fox and welcome to Perspective. Look, the boxing community in the DMV has one of the biggest fan bases across the country, but everyone is not a fan of my guest today. Despite how you feel, some say he's earned this spot, and Lamont Roach Jr. is confident he will win one of the biggest fights of his life against Gervonta Tank Davis. You plan on winning this fight against Gervonta?
I'm cracking. These Jones hurt.
Would you ever fight Canelo?
Get ready for 2 fights.
Wow.
Y'all can't do what I do.
What's the proposed purse? Let's address the elephant in the room.
That's a hell of a question, ain't it?
He's probably going to just knock you out up until the 6th round.
That's never gonna happen.
This fight is a fucking joke.
A lot of that hate that he get just fall on me.
Bruh, why are you wasting your time? You're not there. This isn't the perfect timing for you.
Let me ask you a question. Who's greater than me?
What about Floyd Mayweather Jr.? All right, so Lamont, I want to thank you and your father, Senior, for giving Perspective this opportunity. This is our first one-on-one interview, and I gotta give special thanks to my boy, Derek Carey, DC, because he was instrumental in making this happen.
Okay.
So the obvious is you're fighting Tank, Gervonta Davis, and many people have a lot to say about that. I think we're gonna get into that a little later, but I want people to get a sense of who you are. And I read that you were born in DC, but raised in Upper Marlboro. How long were you living in DC?
I was living in DC when I was a kid. I went to DC public schools for my first couple years of school. I was raised in both. And technically when my parents moved to Maryland, they didn't move to Upper Marlboro, they moved to Forestville. I went to school around here, actually.
What high school did you go to?
I went to Wise.
Oh, you went to Wise?
Yeah,
yep,
I went to Wise. Yep.
High school.
That's the Upper Marlboro school that I went to. But yeah, I was back and forth ever since. I want to say my father stopped letting me go because I grew up around Detroit Park. That's where I was at every day. I went to school with my cousins every day. We all went to school from my grandmother's house. So it was a thing where my father started seeing the environment and seeing things getting closer to me as I'm getting older. So he did the right thing. He pulled me,
it was time to get out.
Me away. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Now, and I read that you grew up playing football, but you weren't a big fan. Not a big fan, you just didn't care for boxing. Is that true? Or boxing wasn't the first choice for you?
Boxing definitely wasn't the first choice. Football was my first love. I thought I was going to be in the NFL. I thought all that.
What position?
I played fullback, running back, and linebacker. So, So I like to hit. If you ask anybody, they know. I used to bring the noise on the field.
Now you have to be a Commanders. If not, this interview is over.
Yeah, for sure, man. What kind of guy would I be?
Yeah. So what do you think of Jaden Daniels' performance so far?
Oh, he liked that on life. He is one of them.
He's one of them.
He is one of them.
Yeah. Tell me about your parents. Are they together?
Yes.
What is it like for you to grow up in a home where most young people in the DMV across the country don't have that example? You grew up with your mother and father from a city where there's a lot of violence. How do you manage that?
Man, I'm blessed, honestly. And just how you explained it, that's what I've witnessed my entire life. My friends, even my family, like, my cousins and stuff like that, they grew up in 2 different households. All my closest friends, I can probably count on my hand, probably 2-3 fingers that got both of their parents like I do. Okay. So I'm very blessed. I'm extremely blessed. And I think it's a testament to, where I am today. And
absolutely.
My dad played a pivotal role in that for sure.
Now, how many siblings do you have?
I got 2 siblings.
2 siblings. I read about your brother, Jordan, Iceman. Yeah, we'll get into that. But who's your other sibling?
My sister, I'm the oldest. So
okay.
My sister is, 27?
Okay.
And she is a doctor.
She's a doctor?
Yeah.
Congratulations to her.
Dr. Roach.
Dr. Roach. And I was just gonna ask if your family was a boxing family because, did your dad box?
No, my dad ain't box.
Your dad didn't box, but Jordan is now moving into that field. Mm-hmm. And then, of course, we have to pay homage to your cousin, Bernard Roach Boogaloo, I read about. And he's really like what, the foundation of this gym?
He's the pioneer of this gym for sure, and my entire boxing existence and career.
Yeah. Who was he to you? Describe him.
Man, I got so much, like, you know what I'm saying? We can go all day, but he was like a father figure to me.
Yeah.
I had no choice. I seen him every day.
Yeah.
Every day. Since I started boxing when I was 9. He passed away in 2017. I seen him every day. 5 days a week, sometimes 6. Trips, tournaments, everything. So it's like, you know what I'm saying, like his spirit, if anybody know, he was a very God-fearing man.
Yeah.
Can brighten the room with his smile.
Yeah.
Can turn any frown upside down for real. And he was very encouraging, and his thing was to save lives. So if anybody know, it's hard to, you know what I'm saying, it's just hard to really still accept that.
Yeah.
You know,
it was just 7 years ago.
Yeah.
It was just 7 years ago. I've recently had lost myself, so I understand what that feels like. I was reading that the Inside Ropes, I was on their website, and this is what they said. They said what Boogaloo did wasn't just create a world-class boxing gym. He proved structure and accountability, and not just from his teaching, but his actions. His lifelong job of being a firefighter made having a career normal to many young people found that not to be the case. Boogaloo built something, and Lamont Roach Sr. is continuing it. They built a boxing family that serves secondarily as a boxing gym. What are your thoughts?
Man, I think that's a hell of a description.
Yeah.
I think that is the perfect way to describe it. My cousin did this. He started training kids to save lives. And obviously he was already a firefighter. That's what he did. He saved lives on the job, off the job, in the gym, outside the gym.
And what's his path to boxing? Because there are many other sports and disciplines that people can choose. I think I read that he was either amateur boxing.
He was an amateur boxer.
Yeah.
With a record of 35-5. He went to the Seoul, Korea Olympic trials.
Wow.
Yep.
And then you felt inspired by what he did.
Yeah, oh yeah, for sure.
Absolutely.
For sure. And then I trusted him. I mean, obviously from day one, but he know what it takes to be in the ring.
And he was only 52 years old and he passed from a heart attack.
Yeah.
How devastating was that when the family got the news?
It was extremely devastating. I was in training camp.
You were in training camp, okay.
So I was towards the end of a training camp. Sadly, he passed out on a run. Because he was a healthy guy.
Yep.
And he passed out on a run and nobody got to him in time. So, it was very unfortunate. But, it hit us hard. I was kind of depressed.
Yep.
And I didn't realize it until after I got out of that depression, so to say. It was hard.
Because you're what, 29?
Yeah.
You were 22 at the time.
I was 22.
You were 22. Yeah. Jordan Roach, tell me about your brother. In my research, I read something that says, okay, he is an amazing flyweight fighter. They call him Iceman because he is stoic, kind of emotionless, if you will, but he's about business.
Yeah.
Is that Jordan?
Man, that's true. How you did your research?
I did my research, brother. I did my research. I said, wow. So he's not as conversational or sociable.
Oh, yeah.
He's about business.
Yeah, you gotta know him to be you gotta know him for him to be social.
Yeah.
You really gotta know him to be social. For sure.
What's the future for him in boxing? What do you share with him about what he's entering and what you've been a part of for a period of time?
Man, the future is bright for him. Hopefully he can go on to do things that, I couldn't fathom to do as a pro, and I'm still going. So
what? Give me an example of.
Man, I still have. So I lost my first world title shot.
Okay.
I hope and pray that he gets to a world title soon. I think he will. I think he'll get to a world title sooner than me in his pro career, and I think he'll conquer that, and I think he'll be probably champion for a super long time. Hopefully he can move up and weight and do the things that I'm trying to do right now.
Yeah. Now, I would imagine that your dad obviously is supportive of his sons. How does your mom feel having two boys boxing, and then if it is the case that, all these injuries, head, body, etc., how does she respond to you all boxing?
Okay, so how does she respond to us boxing? She's nervous.
Yep.
But confident as hell. Like, she'll tell you in a hobby, my son is this, my son is that, my son will whoop yours.
Yeah, oh.
You know what I'm saying?
So like, moms can talk that trash.
Yeah, for sure, because we back it up.
Yeah.
For sure. But if you ask her about fight night, she'll be like, oh my God, I'm nervous. I'm nervous. She is nervous. She don't want nobody, especially Jordan, because that's her baby.
Yep.
So she don't want nobody punching on him. Yeah.
Moms is boxing. It's gonna happen.
Yeah, for sure.
So let me ask you this. You were a student at the University of Maryland, I think mechanical engineer. Mm-hmm. Talk to me about that.
That was hectic.
It was?
Yeah, it was hectic. It was an accomplishment. It was definitely something that I can chalk up on my accomplishment list. Yeah. It definitely did a number on my mother. She was very happy. But it was a lot going on. It was very hard to do my studies, come to the gym twice a day. Yeah. And mind you, when I first got there, I ain't had no car. So I'm on the train back and forth. Yeah. I'm on the train. I'm going to class. I'm trying to get my work done. Yeah. I'm taking the bus to the train. Then I'm taking the train to Suitland Station to come take the bus to get here.
Wow.
So that's every day, unless my father gave me a ride.
Yeah.
So
then I guess the next question is, are you a disciplined person? Because it takes discipline and integrity to sort of build what you have today, including your team. Have you always been disciplined, or that's something you had to develop?
I think I've always been disciplined when it comes to my goals.
Okay.
Personally, like I said, Boogaloo instilled that discipline into us like clockwork. Yeah. Because that was one of the things he preached. I've been hearing the word discipline since, over and over and over, and it's like repetitiveness, so it gets embodied in myself. So I've been disciplined when it came to my goals. I've been disciplined for a long time. So ever since I probably started boxing. Yeah. I never missed weight. Ever. As an amateur, never. As a pro, I never miss weight. So that speaks to a lot of discipline, because you got grown men still missing weight.
Absolutely.
These days. And it's just, I've been a true professional before I turned professional. So I've been very disciplined.
What will Boogaloo say about what you've accomplished so far? He didn't live to see it, but what would he say?
He'd just say, if anybody asks him, be like, I told you. That one thing about that confidence, that's him too. Yeah. That's him for sure. He knew he had the best fighters in the world, best fighters in the country. Yeah. And he wouldn't hesitate to tell anybody. Yeah. So his thing, he'll say this, he'd be like, I knew you'd be here. I just was hoping that he'd be here to witness it.
Let's talk about being a parent. You are 29 with one son. You did say that perhaps you'd like to have more children. Yeah. Are you single? You with the child's mother? You're dating, or you're a free agent? And not free agent in boxing. I know about that.
Nah, I'm neither of them. Honestly, you ain't say I'm taken, but I'm not with my child's mother.
Okay, so you're spoken for.
I'm spoken for.
Is it challenging to manage a relationship? I often think when you're in a relationship, you're responsible for somebody else's emotions. How do you manage being responsible for her emotions, your own emotions, and then managing your focus to be a boxer that you are today?
I manage pretty well. I got a nice, respectful relationship with the mother of my child, and I'm blessed to have the quality of a mom she is, because it get a little hectic in from what I've saw and what I've seen and what I've grown up seeing and everything like that. My peers, I don't go through, all the troubles they go through. So I'm happy for that. I keep my woman satisfied. She just, it's steps that you take to eliminate a whole lot of stuff. You make life simple. Yeah. And then everyone knows that, this is the breadwinner right here. This gym right here. This is what I do, and this is how I manage that, because everyone knows that there's a link to everything for everything to work.
Yeah. And how has your girlfriend responded or managed your time being here and maybe not being with her as much, particularly when you're preparing for a fight?
She know how it goes. And then sometimes she's in here. She like what Rick Ross say. She's in the gym. She in there shooting in the gym with me.
Oh, she
yeah, for sure. She work out with me. She be in here. She'll probably watch me work out if she in here. But we work out together. We know it takes a team, and
absolutely,
she supports me, and I love her to death for that.
Are you a person who goes out? Are you a person who parties, hang out? And if so, what discipline around doing those things with the number of violence in the city, where you are, where you go, people who watch you, and then at the same time, really stepping away from that? So first question is, do you hang out? Do you party?
When I can. Like you said, there's a whole lot of factors that trickle in. So, as younger, I definitely did. I definitely, used to hang out. But it's a lot more to life than hanging out, especially with how our city living.
Yeah. What are your thoughts around the gun violence in the DMV, particularly amongst your generation?
Man, my thoughts is just like, it's crazy that we here, but you got to be mindful of it every step of the way. Everywhere you go, just got to keep your head on the swivel, man. It could happen at any point. Anybody could be a target. You never know. It's sad. This generation is sad right now. Hopefully I can do something to help better it. Hopefully I can do something to, even if it's one kid, even if it's 10 kids, you know what I'm saying, direct it the other way, in a positive way.
What does your dad talk to you about hanging out, selecting friends?
Oh, he don't like that.
Yeah.
He already, he don't want me out, obviously. Who would want their child out? And, especially at night.
Yeah.
Amongst all the troubles and what can come, so I get it. But, I'm all right. I'm cool.
You cool?
I'm cool.
But
it's like you said, who would want their child out?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And I think navigating the way you should navigate, like you said, you should be mindful you should be mindful of your time. You should be mindful of the people, because people do like to enjoy themselves.
Absolutely.
And people like to be around their loved ones, and that's what I like to do.
Yeah.
So, I just got to be mindful of everything that's going on out here in this world.
Describe your father as a coach, and then describe him as a dad, if they don't blend.
I can do all three.
Okay.
Because it blends, but as a dad, I would describe him as the perfect role model. As a coach, I describe him as a winner. And together, I describe him as Superman. My father wear a lot of hats.
Yeah.
Dad, worker, and chief engineer, to put some respect on that.
Yeah. Put some respect on his name.
Yeah. Chief engineer, this job. Husband. Brother.
Yep.
Son.
Yep.
Head coach of an organization with 2 gyms, more than 30 kids.
Wow.
This gym won Gym of the Year from USA Boxing in 2021.
Okay.
Manager. So, and head of the household.
And head of the household, yeah.
For sure. Yeah. So all those hats that he wear, I ain't see that man fail yet.
Wow. My
whole life, I ain't see that man fail yet.
What do you all disagree on? And how do you handle disagreement?
I don't disagree on a lot.
Because it's humanistic for us to, my son disagrees with a lot of what I says, and he's 31. So I realized a long time ago that I stopped parenting when he turned about 17. And I'm just his consultant at this point. And that's just the way it is.
So that'll probably be the only thing we do disagree on, is just like personal stuff about life, or like a personal move or whatever the case may be.
Yeah.
But if it's a disagreement, I already know that his intention is pure. His intention is direct. His intention is probably from past experience.
Yeah.
So, I do understand those things. But if we disagree, we chalk it up.
That's right.
We go on to the next.
That's right. So I'm sitting here looking professionally as a boxer. You won, you had 27 bouts, 25 wins, 10 knockouts, 15 were by decision, 1 draw, and 1 loss, which was to Jermell Herring.
Mm-hmm.
Talk about your success. How do you get to 25 wins and 10 knockouts?
A lot of hard work.
A lot of hard work. A lot of humbleness, a lot of coachability. Yeah.
If you're able to be coached, and faith.
And faith.
Yeah.
Are you a spiritual man or are you a religious man?
I'm a spiritual man for sure.
You're a spiritual man.
I'm working on being a better religious man.
Okay, and what does that mean?
Just getting in tune with the word more, getting in tune with God himself more.
Absolutely.
But I definitely pay my dues to the man above, because he deserves them. I wouldn't be here without him.
Yeah. So let's talk about your particular loss to Jermell Herring. That was was it in November 2019?
2019.
2019. What happened with that fight?
I just got started late. That's about it. He was a little tricky and awkward and weird, tall.
Yeah. Did he have a greater reach?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
But I started late. That's all. Cards stacked against me. I was the B-side. I wasn't the favorite. I wasn't supposed to win.
Okay.
I wasn't supposed to win.
Yeah.
So, I just got started late. I think if I would have started early, I would have knocked him out, and we probably would have had this interview a little early.
Yeah. So is it even necessary to have a rematch with someone like that, considering at the level you are now? No.
Man.
Or at least back then you didn't want one?
Oh, back then, yeah, I wanted to run it back immediately.
You did?
Yeah.
And what happened in those cases when you want a rematch?
Same thing you just asked me.
Yeah.
There wouldn't be no point for him to fight me for real.
Oh, okay.
On his end, it probably wouldn't be smart. We ain't had no rematch clause, and what else? And he was on the bigger and better.
Yeah, so when did you debut as a professional fighter?
April 2014.
April 2014.
I think it was the day after my grandmother's birthday, April 19th.
April 19th.
Uh-huh.
Wow. And what does it take to be a professional fighter when you cross over? What's the process of that?
No funny, anybody could be a professional boxer. Anybody can go to like the Maryland or DC commission and be like, I want to be a professional boxer. If you're like 80 and like, out of shape and stuff like that, obviously they probably won't give you like permission, but other than that, like anybody can sign up.
Yeah. So I read that you were signed to the industry leader Golden Boy Promotions, but because they were known for putting on major fights, like I guess Floyd Mayweather and Adrian Broner, was that the reason why you went with them? I
signed with Golden Boy straight out of the amateurs strictly because they gave, at the time, the best business plan.
Okay.
I was getting offers from, Al Heyman and Mike Tyson Promotions when he had his promotional company, Top Rank, and Golden Boy. But they gave me the best. They gave me the best plan, honestly. So that's why we went with them. Not necessarily because because I had all the high profile promoters trying to sign me. It was just we went with what made sense for me.
Now, I often think there's a science to boxing, and it's very political when people are cherry picking their opponents. And that's what many people said about Gervonta sort of selecting you. So is there a science and is it political when you're picking your opponents to get to that number of 25 knockouts or 10 knockouts or whatever the number is? Is there a science to it?
If you want to consider it science, yeah. I would just say good management. It depends on what your direction is. Some people do pick those fights so it, all right, knockout. And then next thing you know, they on the championship level. Now it's a real test.
Okay.
Now it's like, all right, you gonna show up or you just gonna sit on the pot.
Okay.
So that's where a lot of people like, I wanna say a lot of people go wrong. Obviously, there's special generational talents and stuff like that can do that.
Okay.
But a lot of 95% of boxers, they not equipped for that. They not. Sad to say, it ain't. So,
really?
Yeah, for sure. So that's why you have
95%?
95%. A lot of people can't just, you see it all the time. Look at, no specifics.
Okay. No, be specific.
No specifics. Look at the fighters who have a lot of knockouts and then get to the championship level and lose.
But would all of the knockouts be sort of the skill set building that a person develops?
How you going to develop some skill if you're knocking everybody out in the first round?
Well, then, right, if it's knocking out in the first round. But so it's a numbers game.
It's a fact of the matter that are you able to deal with what comes with everything that boxing can provide? A lot of those fights not providing that for you if you knocking people out in the first round every fight. You're not going through no controversy, no adversity. You're not going rounds. You don't know if you in, you know what I'm saying? You don't know if you're in tip-top shape to go 12 grueling hard rounds for a person that's been knocking everybody out in the first round. What else? You don't know how to adjust if somebody's doing something that you know what I'm saying, that you need to adjust to.
Sure.
You don't know what the judges are looking for in certain fights because you ain't used to doing that.
So then why would a trainer be a disservice to his own client or her, but mostly his own client? Why would I allow you to fight these fights just for you to knock somebody out if it's not a numbers game?
Good question.
The money.
That's the only number that matters.
The money.
Yes.
Okay, so let's get into it. Speaking of money, lots of people have talked about, oh, he's doing this fight for money, and Tank is strategically picking him because in the amateur world, you guys fought twice, right? And you lost, both times in the amateur fight. So are you all friends? Are y'all cordial? First, what's the relationship?
We're cordial for
You're
sure.
cordial.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
He cool to me.
he's cool to you.
Yeah.
And you haven't heard that he said anything differently.
Oh yeah, for sure.
He has.
Nah, he hasn't.
He has
Yeah,
not.
that's what I'm saying. I'm
Right.
confirming that he hasn't said
He has
anything
not said
different.
anything differently. So does it confirm people's suspicion that he purposefully picked you, not only because you're cordial, but because he believes he's going to knock you out, get the purse, and then you walk away with a nice piece of change?
I mean, you're in the wrong game if you don't think you're gonna beat everybody. Like, anyway, but if you're saying specifically pick me because I'm gonna be an easy cakewalk,
Yeah.
everybody in the world know that's not gonna happen. I mean, like, that's not gonna happen. Him personally, he know that. I think he chose me because I am gonna be one of the better opponents that he's faced in his entire career, honestly.
Really?
Yeah.
By evidence of what? Your record? Because you had to get, if I'm not mistaken, you had to get permission to be bumped up to that weight class of lightweight in order to fight, because you're in the what, range of 130?
Yeah, I'm the champion at 130.
You're the world champion at 130 and he's 135. Yeah, so aren't there other fighters he could have fought within an upper weight class like Canelo? I've heard a lot of people say, why isn't he fighting Canelo rather than Roach? What's up with that?
They want that man to fight Canelo, man?
They do.
I don't know, that's
I've
crazy.
heard a lot of people say that.
That's crazy.
What are your thoughts though?
I think that's Canelo fighting 168. That's super middleweight. That's so crazy. That's 5 weight classes apart. And they want him to fight him? The people don't know that he get a lot of hate too. That's why they hating on me.
Yeah.
Because they hate him.
So I was looking at, in my research, ESPN journalist Mike Coppinger says Gervonta is number 8 pound for pound boxer. Gervonta defeated Frank Martin in June. And I know I'm going to butcher this name. Is it Lomachenko or?
Lomachenko.
Lomachenko declined to fight Gervonta Davis this year, which is the only reason why you're fighting him. His camp said he wanted to spend more time with his family and wasn't motivated to fight Gervonta. And then when I looked at his record, it's like 21 bouts, 18 wins, 12 knockouts, 3 losses, and he defeated Gary Russell Jr. in June of 2014. Mm-hmm. People think that Gervonta should be fighting somebody that's deemed more dexterous with their hands, somebody who's more skilled, but you defend your position that you are the best person.
For sure. It's going to show when we fight, but 100% for a fact. If you want me to go down the list, we fought Frank Martin. Frank Martin wasn't experienced enough. Pitbull is easy to beat if you know how to move out the way. That was proven when he fought El Rayo.
Okay.
And that was proven with Tank when Tank beat him with half of the fight with one hand. Who else? I think it's probably his toughest 2 fights was probably Mario Barrios. He's a champion. He's the current champion at 147. And he is actually probably the best opponent that he had. But when he fought Tank, it was at 140, and there was a rehydration clause because he was a big guy, like 6'2". And so there was like a rehydration clause after that. So I don't think that he was probably 100, but even if he was, I think he still would have beat him. So let's not, screw that.
Yeah.
But him and who else? And Pedraza at 130 when he won his first world title. That was like his toughest fight.
Wow.
Those are his toughest fights. I would have smoked Pedraza. Pedraza was killing himself to make 130 anyway. He was huge. Pedraza like 6'2" too. I would have smoked Pedraza. I would have beat Barrios with a rehydration clause too.
Really?
Yes.
That's why I said in my opening, you're very confident. Yeah. I like it though, but I like that.
He know though. He know. He know I can fight.
Would you ever fight Canelo?
Hell nah. I mean, bro, he gonna be too big, bro.
But because I heard you say that, so right now you have 135 in that range, but I heard you say in an interview that when you're not, preparing for a fight, you pick up weight. I think your biggest was maybe 155, 160.
I would never, if I touch 160, I'd probably cry.
Wow.
Yeah, I'm not ready for that yet.
Because isn't it the thinking that as you sort of ascend and move up in weight class, the purse is bigger?
You can definitely think that. Right now, 135 where the money at.
It is.
Yeah. And big reason is obviously because of, whatchamacallit. But, that's where the money at. That's where the money been at for a lot, for like a couple years, a lot of years.
So speaking of the money, everybody wants to know, and I would be remiss if I didn't ask this question. What's the proposed purse?
Oh, we can't answer that.
You can't?
Nah, I can't.
Give me like a roundabout range.
I can't do that neither.
You can't even do a roundabout range? Okay, I'll give the range and then you could just say yes, no, or...
I can say I don't know.
You can say you don't know.
I can say I don't know if you're right.
Okay, but it's definitely more than $8,000.
Oh, it's definitely more than $8,000.
We're getting somewhere, people.
See, but we won't get too far. Huh? We won't get too far.
We won't get too far. Is it fair to say that you could possibly walk away with at least $15,000 to $20,000? Is it fair to say that?
It's fair to say
it
that.
Is fair to say.
It's definitely fair.
It's fair to say that. That's all I wanted to know. It was just fair to say that.
Yeah.
You plan on winning this fight against Gervonta.
Oh, of course.
Now, Gervonta is a very aggressive fight. I've watched his tape. I've watched yours. I have no particular pick because I think you are as skilled. I know Gervonta is definitely skilled and a beast. My question really is, if you win this fight, who do you fight next? Because I would imagine that if you got permission to go up, nobody else in the other weight classes would be of interest to you. Where do you go next?
See, now we're getting somewhere. I'll fight him again.
You would do a rematch? Yeah. And does that make the purse bigger?
I mean, obviously, there's a rematch clause, people, so get ready for 2 fights. But, yes, and after I beat him the second time, I probably would ask the WBA to let me go up to 140 and fight Rayo. Because I asked them to fight Rayo before Tank and them, you know what I'm saying, before we would propose this fight.
Yes.
I did ask to fight the 140-pound champ before this.
You were prepared for that? I mean, I'm just an interviewer, brother. I got to ask the questions. Yes. Okay.
Rayo not a big guy anyway, though.
Yeah. Because big doesn't necessarily mean that you are powerful. The mighty powers in the fist and your strategic approach.
Yeah.
Now,
I ain't gonna lie, Rayo might be cracking though. I seen him.
Yes.
He putting them paws on Pitbull. He was making Pitbull like, you know, Pitbull don't back up.
Yeah.
He was making Pitbull like, hold up. He was rethinking it.
Absolutely. How do you prepare for Gervonta? So let's look at this in 2 phases. Physically, how do you sort of structure your strength and conditioning to prepare to fight him? And then let's think about the cognitive approach. Because I've seen Gervonta tapes. People have said he's going to tire you out up until the 6th round.
That's never going to happen.
And then they say right about the 8th round, he's probably going to just knock you out.
I don't get tired. 1, so that's not going to happen. 2, he better not try that tactic because he's going to be down on the scorecards and this is going to be, he going to be throwing Hail Marys. Then it's going to be super easy. So let's just not go there. He's going to be prepared to do what he got to do. I'm telling you right now, that's a mistake. He know that, and I don't know if a lot of other people know that, but he know that. So
now, and I want to get back to Gervonta. I did promise that through all of my research, there were comments that people in the public say. I saw some on Reddit, I saw some on Instagram. Let's go down the list. Some people said, referring to you, he's going to get knocked out, but at least he would get life-changing money. Horrible matchup, weak PBS fight for the face of boxing, which he clearly isn't. You aren't. They said that Tank consistently has some of the worst matchmaking in the sport for the caliber of fighter that he is. After 4 rounds, he's going to sleep. They say you're going to sleep after 4 rounds. Man. This fight is a fucking joke, is what somebody said. Another person said, I hope Roach knocks Tank out. They hope you knock him out.
That's one right there.
Someone else said, Roach deserves to be here. This is his time. And inside the ropes actually said, the hard road, referring to you, he took has now forged him as a top 10 perennial existing for a long time fighter in his weight class. So there are some people who do believe in you. But what do you say to all those folks who say, bruh, why are you wasting your time? You're not there.
Man.
This isn't the perfect timing for you.
Tell them, let me punch them and see if the timing perfect on that. Man, like, come on, bro. Like I said, I worked my way here. And like I told you earlier, a lot of that hate that he get just fall on me. I'm telling you, how many of them comments involved him?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, that's what I'm saying. They do hate on him. I ain't gonna lie. They be hating on him. But like, when it come to me, I don't really care. Like, y'all can't do what I do. And nowhere near any type of shape that I'm in to do what I do in the ring. Most of them don't know shit about boxing. So I really don't care about what they gotta say. It's just sometimes it's just like, all right, bro, let me go ahead and respond one time.
Yeah.
Because it's just like, all right, because they trolling.
So how do you prepare cognitively to fight Tank? I mean, I think physically he's strategic. It does seem that he has a very cognitive methodology for how he moves his opponent around, and then he goes in like a lion for the kill. How do you cognitively prepare for that type of fighter?
I've been ready for this ever since I started boxing, bro. I ain't gonna lie. I'm the best. And my job is to let him worry about what I got going on.
And what is it that you want him to know and the public to know you have going on?
That I'm cracking. These Jones hurt. Okay? They hurt.
Yeah. Listen, brother, I believe you. Look, in a recent article, there was a report that said the 4 best opponents for Gervonta are, and I want you to comment on each person. If I butcher the name, help me out. They said Isaac Cruz, Shakur.
Hold on, before you
Stevenson.
go.
Go ahead.
Isaac Cruz. Out the picture.
Out the picture.
He just lost again to somebody else.
So definitely not.
He's out.
Shakur Stevenson.
That'd be a good fight.
That would be a good fight.
Yeah, that'd be a good fight.
Gary Antoine Russell.
For what?
This is the list. These are one of 4 people that they say.
Who made that? Who put that on the list?
I don't want to say the article, but yeah, they just said he was one of 4. And then obviously...
He fight a different weight, so that's probably dumb.
But wouldn't he be able to have the same opportunity you had to go up and...
he already up.
So wouldn't this be good for Gervonta?
I guess. No, he's not a world champ.
Okay. You are.
I am.
That's the difference.
That's a big difference.
That's the big difference. What about Floyd Mayweather Jr.?
That'd be a good fight, too.
That would be a good fight.
Right now, yeah. 50-year-old Floyd, yeah.
That would be a good fight.
Good fight.
Now, I read that one of your favorite boxers is a Japanese boxer. He's, I think, Niano, what's his name?
Inoue.
Yeah. Inoue. Why do you like that Japanese boxer?
He like that.
What makes him?
He's skilled. He got power. And he exciting. He's exciting. I really like his showmanship. He don't talk trash. Like, he just strictly business. He get it done. He get it done in the ring.
Yeah, but I was surprised you didn't think anything of Manny Pacquiao. Because when I looked, it says he won titles in 8 different weight classes.
Yeah, but that's the most in boxing history.
8 different weight classes, from flyweight all the way to welterweight. Is that
amazing.
really the Oscar of boxing? Is that where you and others would like to be one day? Or you don't have to match all 8?
It's going to be hard for me to do 8 because when I think about the 8th weight class, you got to think about 30, 35, 40, 47, 54, 65. 68, 75. The 8th weight class would be cruiserweight. That's crazy.
Yeah.
That's like fighting like Usyk, the best heavyweight in the world.
Wow. So how far would you want to go? What's your vision?
I think I'd cap out at 54.
54.
I think so. But right now, like this is the start.
Okay.
Like, this is the start to that path. I'm trying to tell you, after I win this, it ain't nothing you can tell me. I'm telling you right now, because I'm going straight up, I'm going up again. I think I'm too short to go higher.
Okay.
I think.
So then do you tap out at some point after you fight all within the next weight class for you, the lightweights?
Nah, I mean, if an opportunity, like I said, if the opportunity presents itself, honestly, for real, I really wanted to fight Rayo. Like, if aside from this and all that, like, I really wanted to. I really told my dad to ask Gilberto Mendoza that, like, can we fight? So my goal is to be a multi-division world champion.
Okay.
And like I said, starting with this one, it's moving up to a new weight class, and I'll be 2-division world champ. And, hopefully something at 40 presents itself so I can go ahead and sneak one of them in. then I'll hover back.
Yeah.
I ain't gonna be greedy because them dudes at 47 right now, they some killers that
they are, yes, sir.
They job big.
Yes,
so,
sir.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not saying I can't knock y'all out, but
that man is confident. But that doesn't mean you can't do it. I like the confidence.
Yeah, but they some monsters.
So let's address the elephant in the room. Gervonta was one elephant. Now I'm hearing that it's not going to be a fight December the 14th. I'm hearing that things have been postponed.
Yeah.
I'm hearing that the venue in Houston hasn't even been confirmed. What say you? Can you really put on the table what's going on?
And
I'll tell you what my theory is.
So it's going to be postponed. Obviously, from all the buzz, obviously due to venue issues. So, with that being said, we're still waiting on the official date, and just like everybody else, keep asking me.
Yes.
I don't know. It's gonna happen in January.
It is going to happen in January.
Yep.
See, here's what I think the science is, and tell me if there's some validity to this. I think because Christmas is around the corner, December 14th, 2 weeks is Christmas. People are tapped out with maybe buying tickets, flying. A lot of people from DC want to fly out. Here's the thinking. So January comes, tax season, people have money, Christmas is behind them. They've given all they could to the family. So now the wife and girlfriend has to say, yes, you can go to Houston and watch the fight. And people have money to purchase the tickets. Is that an insane theory?
Insane?
That's what I think,
nah,
realistically.
It's funny. It's no validity to it, but it's funny.
Because why would we tap into Christmas or am I going to Houston to watch a fight? And the tickets, I suspect, won't be inexpensive.
Oh, of course.
Right. So that seems realistic to me rather than the venue. Is that really like the go-to narrative they told y'all to put out?
That's really what's going on, man. I'm telling you, it's not because people want to save their coins up for Christmas. Obviously he's been proven to sell out no matter where he go.
Absolutely.
So
now, is there a must-have in your contract with Tank? Because as you go through the contracts and his team says what he wants, your team says what you want, whatever the want is there a must-have for you in your contract?
Yeah, it's something I can't disclose, but, yeah.
I respect that. Well, not the money portion of it. Are there other things
I'm not talking about money.
Okay, so, but there are other things you can't disclose?
Yep.
Okay, I respect that. Are you walking out to any particular music or rapper or singer during that particular time?
Yeah, it's gonna be a surprise.
It is?
Yep.
It's me! Y'all didn't know I could rap, but I'm coming for you all. I gotta get that bag too. But is it someone local?
It'll be a surprise.
So it's all a surprise?
It's all a surprise.
Okay, now help me and others to understand how sponsorship is with regards to, are you being paid by promoters, the vendors, the sponsors? What's that contractual agreement when it comes to who pays you?
When it comes to boxing, I'm getting paid a purse from the promoter who throws the bout.
Okay.
Who throws the show.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that's...
outside of that, you have your sponsors. Normally boxers be on a, fight-to-fight deal with sponsors when it comes to sponsorship money. What else? It's very rare that fighters have endorsement deals. Hopefully, I can get endorsed by, some companies, some brands. I like that.
Manifest it. Tell the people who you want to be endorsed by.
I'd like to be endorsed by a lot of companies, honestly.
Give me one.
Give you one? Nike.
Absolutely.
I like Nike.
Under Armour?
I'm a Nike guy.
You're a Nike guy.
But I'm not shutting out Under Armour. I'm not shutting out, you know what I'm saying? I'm not shutting out the competition. So
in other words, what Lamont is saying to all of the sponsors out there, he is absolutely open to the idea, whoever offers the opportunity for him.
Yeah.
I'm only charging you 15%. Whoever opens up the opportunity for him, but he is a aficionado, a big fan of Nike. So Nike, get his brother a commercial. That's what you want?
Yeah.
That's what you want?
A few commercials.
What are your thoughts when people say, and I've often thought about this too, I don't know if it's true, but it's something I had in my head. Tank fighting you, does it devalue his image in the public as if he has fought someone that's not completely at the level where he is in terms of caliber? You got permission to fight up. He should be fighting, as some would say, Canelo. Others would like to see him fight.
They can't fight Canelo.
With Mayweather.
They can't fight Mayweather. Mayweather not gonna fight him.
Why? He's no longer part of Mayweather's team, right?
Yeah, but he's not gonna fight him.
Why?
Mayweather don't box no more.
I thought he just recently had a fight not long ago.
He had an exhibition.
Oh, okay. He's
retired.
He's retired, yeah. So is it just is it more performative? Is entertainment purposes?
It's for the bag.
Yeah, it's for the bag.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's exactly what it is.
So then if you don't support Tank fighting somebody greater than you, do you think people would see his image devalued fighting you?
Let me ask you a question. Who's greater than me?
God.
He can't fight God.
That's true. But I just had to answer that way.
Yeah. So obviously you got see, people don't understand. It's business that comes with this. This is a business first. When you're a professional, it's business first. Always business, always business, always business.
Yep.
So people don't understand that sometimes the fights that they want to see try to happen.
Yep.
Just somehow they fall through. Negotiations don't go far because somebody want this, somebody want that. That's just how it happened. For real. I don't deem too many men scared to fight other men. Like that's, you know what I'm saying?
Correct.
Like, you know what I'm saying?
Boxing is territorial. It's a sport.
There's a few, but you know, I wouldn't deem too many men scared to fight another man.
Does your stance, because I know your stance is orthodox, and for Gervonta as well as Jamel, it was southpaw. Mm-hmm. So are you left-handed?
No, I'm right-handed.
So it's no signs to if I'm left-handed and it's like what, my left foot forward and the right foot back. There's no signs to left-handed you must be orthodox and right-handed you southpaw.
Yeah, no, not really. I mean, but that's what people like a switch lefty or whatever the case may be, or a switch righty. Oscar De La Hoya was an orthodox fighter, but he was left-handed.
Yeah,
he had his left hand in front, and it worked for him. It's just whatever works for you. Normally, coming up throughout boxing, if you're right-handed, you're an orthodox fighter. So that's really because your right hand is your power hand. So
who's washed up in this area as a fighter?
Damn, that's a hell of a question, ain't it?
I know. Listen, I got a job to do just like you have a job to do. That's what perspective does. Yeah. You know, we all have jobs to do. I want to be the best at what I do, and you're the best at what you do, and we both respect each other's industry. Yeah, no, but really, who is, not to be messy, but really, who is trying to be out there boxing, but they just don't have it right now? Like, I like the Peterson brothers.
Yeah, but they don't box no more.
Right.
I'm glad they don't box no more.
Right.
They had good careers.
They had good careers,
You know what I'm saying? Like you said, they're older.
Yep.
So, you know, man, I looked up to both of them too. They were like, you know, figures of guys that I looked up to coming up as an amateur. I think who watched that? Sit Him Down, Sandy. You know, I know you know him. Sit Him Down, Sandy. Yeah. Nah, tell me. I told you I'm kind of sort of still learning this whole boxing world. Man, the old head that used to box on the streets. Now, you know, listen, you know who let me tell you who I know. Who? I know the Daryl Tysons, the Daryl, Sean Bay Mitchell, Daryl Coley, Star Child. That was my whole sort of generation. None of them fight anymore, right? So I'm saying, who fights now? Let's not use the word washed up. Who fights now that you believe is probably not a good match for you or anyone else? Ain't nobody in this area a good match for me. I'm the one. Yeah. Always gonna be the one. Always gonna be the one. Till I decide that I don't want to be the one no more. Now, if you lose this fight, should Tank give you a rematch? Yeah, I hope so. You hope so. And if he doesn't, what do you say to everybody who has something negative to say about you even fighting him? I don't got nothing to say to them. They don't got nothing to do with me in the ring. Yeah. And they don't got nothing to do with me in the ring. I definitely don't. I don't have nothing to say. I won't even think about them after I fight, or even if they comment on it for real. Is this a B More versus DC fight? 100%. Why? Because that's what it is. Yeah, but listen, since I was young, it's always been a DC versus B More. Why is that still? It's a DC versus B More. It's Redskins versus the Cowboys. Like, it ain't. Well, here we go with the DC versus B More. Why is natural. That? Yeah. It's natural. For us to be rivals. Now, I hear that you're a free agent. How did that come about? And would you ever sign to someone outside of how great of the work your dad is doing? So how did that come about? I was signed with Golden Boy. Yep. Contract was over. And that was it. We had a decision. I mean, like, obviously we had offers. But like you said, when I did my first decision to sign as a straight out of the amateurs with Golden Boy, I think staying a free agent was definitely the best path to take. That made more sense for me. Now, when my contract being up, mind you, I wasn't champ yet. So we just doubled down, bet on ourselves. And again, we went into a championship fight at the B side, not the favorite. We had good, we swept FanDuel that night.
Right?
So not the favorite, you know. We didn't plan on signing with anybody, you know what I'm saying, specifically after. So that's what we did. We bet the bag on ourselves, and now look at us. We got the leverage. Now look where I'm at.
Is it your time?
It's my time.
Yeah. The thing is, and I don't think a lot of people realize this, a lot of people can say where you shouldn't be, what you don't deserve. It takes a lot of work to get to where you are.
Oh, yeah.
Like, I mean, this is your life, it's your career. Can you sort of talk about, for those who may not really understand, not just the sport of boxing, but really the commitment to boxing to get to where you are in terms of picking fighters? How often should you even fight, like 2 to 3 times a year or more before it's... Talk to us about that.
I mean, it goes way beyond just professional too. You gotta think, I've been doing this since I was 9 years old. I've been in the gym, I want to say 300 out of 365 days every year since 2004. So it's like, it's just work. Sometimes you miss out on a lot being a kid, for real. Certain stuff, like you want to go out with your friends or whatever the case may be as you're getting older, you know, get 15, 16, you got to still lose weight. You know what I'm saying? You in school, you eating lunch, people eating lunch, they like, why you ain't eating like you? I got to lose weight, got to fight this weekend. Stuff like that. People just don't understand that. Like, when I go home, it's homework in the gym. I can't just straight go outside unless I ain't do my homework or something like that. Or I finish my homework quick, you know, but it's different. You know what I'm saying? Like, I still had fun as a kid, though. I made it work for me. Like you said, I played football, all that stuff. So I made it work for me. I had fun. I was outside.
Any boxing regrets?
Any boxing regrets? No. Nah, if I had some regrets, I'll be regretting what got me here today.
Yeah.
So, and becoming a professional, all that stuff is just dedication. You know, I know how many trips I go on every year, how much school I miss, you know, but that's something my mother and father had to worry about. Like, when I wasn't in school for them tournaments, yes, thank you. But, you know, it's a lot of stuff. You're traveling. I've been to how many states? I've probably been to nearly every state. I've been out of the country plenty of times. So it's just commitment. It's just a lot of stuff that come with this. Like, this ain't just you turn pro and be a superstar. It's been a long road. Been a real long road.
And on your team is made up of consist of who? What people would, like, you got a coach, assistant coach. Who are the other people? Tell us about your team. I think they deserve some recognition.
Oh, yeah, for sure. It's even though it's one man in that ring, it's definitely a team behind me. And I got my dad, I got Big Ben Johnson, who always just like my dad, wasn't a coach at first.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? He learned the ropes because same way. My dad need to help my cousin Boogaloo. Same way. He brought Ben in just to help him because, you know, this, like I said, he got over 30 kids.
Yeah, wow.
At one point, my father probably had 8 professional fighters at once. You know what I'm saying?
Wow.
Training them, managing them.
Yeah.
So we got Big Ben Johnson. We got David Jacobs. My man Clean. My man Coach D. He's my strength and conditioning coach. He makes sure that they, you know what I'm saying, they feel it. You know what I'm saying? Pause. They feel it. But But who else we got? My cut man Chris Ray. You might know Chris Ray. I don't know. You might know Chris Ray's Bernard Hopkins cut man. He was Mark Two Shop's cut man. So And then
Mark Johnson. Yeah.
Yeah, and behind the scenes, we got Robert Diaz, a pivotal role in my career as well. He was the matchmaker at Golden Boy.
Okay.
You know, just so happened when he split with Golden Boy, my contract was up. He's still on our team now today. Who else? Gary from Pro Box is a big help in my team now as well. And if people don't know, my dad partnered with Pro Box to put on my first title defense that came home. So that was a big thing. And he's providing a platform for the young ones that's coming out to me, like my little brother, like Ben Johnson, the son. Not the coach, the son. But you know what I'm saying? We doing it. We doing it. My team, they deserve all the credit, the kudos, whatever the case may be. They deserve all the praise.
And I want to wrap some of this interview up, but I do want to ask you this because I was just thinking, how many fights should a professional boxer have in a year? Give or take.
See, it depends. All right, let's say you just turning pro.
Okay.
You should fight as often as you can. If you don't got no hand injuries, no serious injuries from your previous fights, get all that experience, get it in, and get paid too.
Okay.
So get it, but you need that experience. You need to be. It's no reason for you to be sitting on the shelf, starting off as a professional, as a prospect, or as a prospect, and that's someone on the rise. As much as you can, honestly, still. If you're not taking punishment, get them fights in. Get them fights in. Get them fights in. Get that experience.
Okay.
As a contender, that's when it really slow down because now it's just like, all right, you're in more meaningful fights, more money, and obviously you can't just fight anyone. Okay. So that's when it all slows down. The opponents go from, all right, you can fight this opponent. So, all right, this opponent probably won't fight you. This guy won't fight you. This guy won't fight you. But this guy will fight you.
So that's the science. That's what I was saying earlier. To me, that's the science of boxing. And I'm not suggesting that people fight easy opponents to get to where you need, because then that's a setup for you not being prepared when the skill fighter comes.
Yeah, because it happens.
Yeah.
A lot.
I told you this off camera, but I thought I was going to be a boxer at one point. And I told you this. So I was at Sugar Ray Leonard's gym. I was probably maybe 18, 19. I was sparring a few times in the gym. I think maybe the third time after the guy hit me, I thought it was metal in a glove. I saw Christmas, Thanksgiving, and New Year's all in one hit. I was done. I said, you know what? I think I'm just gonna start reporting on this stuff and doing interviews. I mean, bro, I said, is it still in that? Like he hit me we were sparring, but I was like, nah, this isn't for me.
Yeah.
So it's a great achievement of yours, and despite what anyone thinks, I think that you're on the right path for what you and your team think is best for you, and that's what matters the most. So after boxing is over, you retire, what's next for you?
I got a lot of lanes that I want to venture into, honestly. I want to, and right now my team is working on getting a facility in DC, like, close to where I grew up at. Okay. And hopefully we can have some part in, like I said, getting some kids off the streets and directing that and channeling that energy into something positive, even if they don't box.
So what, like the Lamont Roach Foundation or something?
It might still be, it would still be no excuse. Okay. It would still be no excuse. I wouldn't change that. I wouldn't change that.
And speaking of, how did this name come about? Because I love the name. Yeah. Don't come in here with no nonsense, no excuses. You gotta be about this if you wanna do it. How did that name come about?
That's what it's about, man. I don't know, you gotta ask my dad and Boogaloo how they came about, but it's no nonsense, man. It's like, it's no excuse why we shouldn't win. Yeah. Well, that's what we are. We're winners. Winning ain't everything. It's the only thing. That's what my cousin Boogaloo used to say.
Say it again.
Winning ain't everything.
That's right.
It's the only thing.
It's the only thing. Yeah. And that's your vision. That's your focus.
For sure.
Podcast. You want to get into this entertainment thing that I'm doing.
Yeah.
What would the podcast be about? Why podcast?
It would be mainly about boxing. Okay. And because boxing media 8 times out of 10 don't know what they talking about. They don't know boxing. People just get in front of a camera and think that, oh, I can do this, I can do that. Nah, it don't work like that. I don't. Just because you have a platform, you think you know boxing. No.
Okay.
That's what people don't get. No. They don't know boxing, for real. So that's why I want to be the one to bring like a real, like another, because there are some real boxing platforms that know what they talking about. But I want to bring another platform that's actually knowledgeable about the sport, and I'm in it.
So when you say knowledgeable, are you referring to the technical component of the sport?
Everything.
Everything that makes up boxing and a great boxer.
Yep.
And that's what you want your podcast
So
to be
it'll be
about.
mainly about that. Then they'll trickle in, your everyday current events, lifestyle, special guests, and stuff like that. I want to do it with my little brother. He's gonna be my co-host. And
is Iceman gonna talk? Is he going to talk?
See, that's what I was gonna get to. Believe it or not, he gonna have a lot to say.
Is he a trash talker when it's time to talk?
Oh yeah,
he is.
Yeah.
Is he the Mayweather of trash talking or Muhammad Ali of trash talking? Like they talk.
They talk.
And talked.
But I don't know. He's cynical.
He's cynical.
Yeah.
I like that.
He ain't too much animated, but he's cynical.
But he's cynical.
Yeah.
Either you get it or you don't.
Yeah.
But he says it, and I get that. Well, look, man, I appreciate this interview.
No doubt.
It was nice meeting you.
Yes, sir.
I think you did a great job on this interview. You held your own. And we all wish the best for you.
Yes, sir.
I do. Particularly, listen, I'm from this area, so I definitely, stand with you. I stand with Gervonta because we have Black men who have really come up from the trenches, whether it's been a nice trench or a very difficult trench. When you come from the trenches and the opportunities for Black men in this country are what you make them, but there are barriers along the way.
That's exactly
and for you to have a team and a vision behind you, I'm not trying to pit you guys against each other. That's what the fight is for. I wish you the very best as I wish him the very best.
Thank you.
But I thank you for giving us this opportunity.
Man, no doubt. Thank you.
All right, brother. Appreciate you.